boy.
I like the shirt.
This thing?
Yeah, it's got a romantic pirate
It's a
vibe, like
little
you should be on a
pirate.
cover of a book with Fabio.
Oh yeah, except for Fabio might be wearing this. Honestly, J. Crew, and I just got it. I'm thinking like it's a cover up for when I go away.
You like that?
So what's going on the rest of the day? So we're doing this, then what are you doing? Anything planned?
I'm gonna hit this again.
It's that kind of a day. Did you
Booty drop,
rollerblade?
booty drop, dooty dooty. I wanna rock, I wanna rock.
Wait, did you rollerblade?
No, we didn't, because you could cut the humidity with a knife.
Really?
Disgusting. Swamp ass.
And then what? You're not eating outside.
We were eating inside,
Yeah,
which I
so
didn't really like it, but I won't be using that for Nosh of the day. Are we celebrities yet?
no,
I don't want to be a celebrity.
no.
Don't talk to me on the street. No, just kidding.
I want to be like Prof G. You kind of know him. It's
Right.
great. He's got some fun pants.
But you're gonna know him soon. I'm telling you. I feel it. He's running for
You
president.
think?
I need him.
Okay.
I need him to save
Yeah.
the world, Prof G.
Maybe we can do, you know how like they do like a rewind and then they go back?
Just had a moment.
What?
So the election isn't for however many years.
Mhm.
By the time
I know
the
where you're
election is
going.
happening,
Ooh, just got the chills.
that's right, Prof G. We can't wait to have you on in 3 years.
You and Kara.
Yeah. I think she should pursue the Washington Post. I think that's
You
her
think?
calling, and I think Prof
Mhm.
G was made to save us from this hellhole that we're in. Happy Pride. Okay, next.
We're not getting political here. You
No,
know
we're
what?
not.
Here's the thing. There's so much in the world that is on fuego. So this to me is truly such a nice reprieve from all of the BS. And it reminds us there's still fun in the world. There's still good in the world. We still get to talk. It's just, I don't know. It's a nice escape and it's an interesting escape. But nonetheless, otherwise you look, it's just too much going on.
I
Too
don't
much.
watch. I don't watch it anymore.
You can't you put on your you pick up your phone. I mean, it's all around.
In your face. In the face. You know what that's from? Coming to America. Yes, in the face. Remember that at the basketball game?
No. Here's my thing. How many
Here's my thing. How do you call yourself a New Yorker and you don't know every scene from Coming to America? Especially since
how many times have you watched it? I just want to know. Did you watch it recently?
I'm telling you, every second my back adjusts a little bit. I think, oof, what's wrong with me? Am I gonna be 87 like this?
Like,
I'm gonna
what's
need
going
like
on?
I'm gonna need my own like muscular physical therapist
Oh,
nurse.
yeah, you are.
Miguel, can you
Name
come
up.
please help me stretch my shoulder blades? Yeah, well, you only live once. Guess I need to start saving up for that 24-hour nursing care. Is that an insurance plan? What do you do there?
Look, let me tell you, I think older facilitated living places, they're expensive. They're really expensive now. So can you imagine? I don't want to do
I
it.
don't know. And then I wonder, I don't have kids. I don't plan on
Yeah.
having kids.
Yeah, who's
Oh,
going to take it? Oh,
do you
no.
mind changing my diaper? It's from
Here's the thing.
Seinfeld, and it's one of the best episodes.
Oh my
No,
God.
it's called the Old Man episode.
Okay. Okay. We'll look it
Where
up.
else did
I
you
don't
make?
want a diaper. You know what I mean? I don't want to get to the place where I need a diaper.
Well, if I still got 10 years to go and still
Yeah, I
hanging out
guess
with
you're right.
Miguel, okay?
Fair point. Here's the thing. When
There's
we're
a lot worse than a diaper. I mean,
okay,
look,
that
I,
is so
I especially don't want to be sitting in my own shit waiting to be changed. But you know what? I don't think I could do a tube in my dick.
Are we playing mahjong when we're 80? Are we gonna be doing this? Are we gonna have the pod and just
I think it's a mixture of both. We're gonna be
okay.
doing a pod one day, playing mahjong on our yacht in Capri on another.
Yes, yes. Okay, okay. Miguel will be there. We're gonna have a whole crew.
Making our way through the park. It'll take us probably an hour just to get from Bethesda Fountain to the Alice in Wonderland statue, but that's all right. I'm down for that, right?
Me
I'm down for
too. And it's just like, whoa, I was up late.
You were out and about, Missy.
I know, it was really out of my, you know, it was fun. So like
Were you
after,
Carrie, Samantha, Charlotte, or Miranda last night?
Carrie,
What does
just
that
because
mean exactly?
I'm the main event.
Okay.
And that's really what it means.
I think it was in the summer. You always have Shabbat on your roof. Let me tell you, everyone, if you have an opportunity to go to Liz's rooftop and barbecue and have a little challah, a little hamotzi, it's a scene.
It's fun, right? It was a good time. It got you.
It was very nice. It was very Brooklyn. It was very chill and welcoming. And it wasn't as religious. It was just like, hey, we're going to reflect on a great week. We're going to be appreciative. We're going to have gratitude. And we're going to have a nice dinner with our friends and meet new people.
Exactly. Oh my God. I can't with this voice.
Oh.
Nah, Jason, I love this.
Lord.
I saw the new color on her, the jade one.
Jade.
I ordered the other
one. Is good.
I know, she's gorgeous. I want this to be your new grinder profile.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Oh, I never used it in my neck. I used it more like on my legs and my
God, that's where you need it.
Is that? Oh, I didn't use that for that. That's smart. That is smart.
Yeah.
Oh my God, yes! We have you.
Welcome.
Jason, you look fab. I love that you're doing all the things right now.
I am ready for you. We've been ready. We are so excited to have you.
Love the visor, by the way.
Yay! So nice to meet you.
So nice to meet you, Gigi.
This is so fun. This is fun. Are you guys having fun?
Yeah.
You know what? Honestly, we really are, which is crazy. But this is a big one for us because it's our 10th episode. So it's a milestone.
And we're so happy to share it with you.
Let's do it. Welcome back to Hustle and Schmear, the podcast where motivation meets matzo brie. And today we are celebrating our 10th episode. Woo! Can you believe it, Jason? Actually, it's crazy.
Honestly, no. I thought we'd be kicked off the internet by now, but there we are, double digits, doing it our own way.
Yay. And speaking of style, wellness, and women who actually do it all, today's guest is basically the poster girl for balanced living. If balance looked like effortless glow.
We're talking about the beautiful Gigi Vogel, founder of Della Hart Wellness Guru, fashion and lifestyle influencer, wife, mom, entrepreneur, and probably the reason your lymph nodes are trending right now.
Seriously, she's made dry brushing sexy. That's hard. She's built a brand that's not just aspirational, but actually accessible. And she shares it all, from motherhood to morning routines, with authenticity and a little red light glam along the way.
So grab your green juice and your gluten-free bagel with extra avocado schmear and settle in. We're diving into the world of Gigi Vogel, how she built Della Hart into a powerhouse, what keeps her grounded, and we don't mean just barefoot on the grass, and what's next on her journey, be it psychedelic mushrooms or not. Welcome, my friend, Gigi Vogel.
Hi. Oh my God. What do I say after this intro? Okay, we're done. Bye.
First of all, I just love this whole look. I love this vest. Are you in Miami? I think you're in Miami.
I am in Miami, yes. Midsummer. It's hot. It's Miami summer. It's humid. It's rainy. This is the time when it's time to go.
It's a schwitz fest. It's a schwitz fest. Okay.
Basically, yeah.
I was there a couple of weeks ago. I was schwitzing, and now I'm back, and not less so here in New York. So I get it.
So this look is amazing. How long did it take you to get ready?
Well, actually, 5 minutes. I have my workout clothes under because I have a workout.
Still Gigi, okay? Exactly what we want.
Pretty quick. My hair was done. If the hair is done, it's just a little bit of done.
All right, well, let's judge away, shall we? Mm-hmm. What is Della Hart, a wellness brand, a movement, a luxury lymphatic cult? Break it down for us.
Della Hart is definitely a movement. What started as something not sexy at all, like my body tool that in the beginning I could not give away. It became a movement after people started understanding what it does to you. And we found a way to make it sexy and inviting and accessible. And that was my intention when I started De La Heart, was just to democratize lymphatic drainage, which was treatment that was always for the elite. When we heard about lymphatic drainage, we heard about celebrities doing it for the red carpet. It was $600 a piece, LA, New York, at that time, not so Miami. And I just wanted everyone to be able to feel this way without breaking the bank. And that's how the movement started. And luckily, it grew legs because of social media and the pandemic where everyone was home.
Were you doing lymphatic drainage before you got into the entrepreneurial world? Were you doing it consistently?
Well, when I started De La Heart, my intention was to write about wellness, more like an editorial space. And one of my pieces that I was writing was on lymphatic drainage. And immediately I saw the entrepreneurial opportunity of democratizing this feeling and the benefits of the massage when I started writing about it and doing the research around it. I am a natural born entrepreneur. My parents were both entrepreneurs. I was not a great employee.
Really quickly, you dipped your toe in the water in many arenas, retail, a little bit of real estate. You're the queen of oils and wooden tools. What was your history as a employee or your early career before going on your own?
I started my career in retail very early. When I was 17, I got my first retail job, and it felt very natural because my mom had a clothing store growing up. So it was kind of like an extension of that. I always loved beautiful things and fashion. Figured, why not? You get paid and you get a discount. So let's go. And my dad was a salesman. He was a medical rep. So sales are also present in my family. And I was a very good salesperson. And I always liked to do great work. While I didn't enjoy working for other people, that's why I say when I wasn't a good employee, I always knew that I didn't want to grow in a company. I was never chasing the ladder and I was not very good at it. But I always did add great value to companies that I work with. I was always a top salesperson. I was always a top producer. But I knew deep down, and I didn't know how, but I knew that I had to do my own thing at one point. So I did retail for a long time. I did styling. I did wholesale. When I did wholesale, I did New York. I did Atlanta. I did all the shows. So I was a nomad at that time. And then in Miami, it was a booming in real estate. So I figured I can sell clothes. Let me sell a higher price item like real estate. Right. So I did that because it helped me get on my feet, but I absolutely hated the industry. So I had to pivot out of there. And then I really started working on myself, on my wellness, on my health, and kind of like transcend as a person and as a human being. And that's when I got really into wellness. And I knew that I wanted to do something in wellness. And it wasn't until I started writing and expressing myself that I saw the opportunity to put my entrepreneurial capabilities to work. And that's where I developed the tool and I started the brand. And I didn't know that I was gonna end up in skincare and beauty. And here I am, and I love it. I don't see myself working in any other industry. I love where I landed.
How long has it taken you to go from finding your way to this?
I started when I was 25, during that transition when I left the fashion industry and I realized that I didn't want to grow in it. I didn't want to keep going, and I started finding my way from there. So I want to say like 12 years, 13 years.
Okay, so it's been...
And what's it like developing a tool? What was that like, building a prototype, finding factories?
When I was writing about lymphatic drainage and I started doing research, I'm a big research person. I can just go deep in a rabbit hole on the internet. And I called my mom. I saw this whole tools that are used in maderoterapia in Colombia. And I called my mom, and immediately I got a flashback from her getting massages using these tools when I was little. So I called her and I said, listen, by any chance, do you have any of these tools? And she's like, actually, I do. And she had a version of it, and she brought it because she lived in Colombia. She brought it to me, and I was like, okay, well, this is fine, but it can be better. So then I started playing with different sides of it, and I'm like, well, we need an arm hook, we need a neck hook, something needs to be longer for the legs. And I started playing with it, and I went to a worker and he helped me make it nice, and nobody understood, nobody saw what I saw. We finally landed with a version. This is actually version 5, what Jason's holding. That's the final one we patented. That's our OG. Everything started working from there, and when the tool took off, then we needed products to go with it. And then we were in the middle of trying to grow. It was a pandemic where the supply chain was absolutely broken and there was nothing. We tried our best to stay alive, and we still managed to grow. I'm fully self-funded. I've never raised money. We started with $2,000 that my boyfriend, now husband at the time, loaned me to start my blog. And and then from there, I've been able to reinvest a lot of our revenue back into the business, and that's how we've afforded to grow. Building a team and learning, because I had no idea about beauty or packaging or formulations or even marketing. I had never been in that side of a business, of building a brand. So I never started with the idea what I see now in founders. They know what they're building. They know that they're creating.
In a way, do you think that was a bit of an advantage that you were kind of starting something that's not out for
the market? There's nothing in the market at the time.
At the time, we totally disrupted the market. Right. There were no body tools when our body tool came in. It was completely innovative. I think part of being naive is why you do these things. Because if I had known how hard it is, you don't do it.
Now, you're walking around Colombia pitching this idea. Was there a moment where people said you're crazy, or what is this girl doing? And did that affect you in a way of second guessing your dream?
Nobody ever told me that I was crazy. Maybe they said it behind my back, not to my face. I just didn't think that hard on it at the time. I think I second guess myself now more because there's an expectation.
Higher.
Yeah, when you start, and that's what I tell everyone, when they ask me what's the hardest part, honestly, starting is the fun part, because if you sell one tool, you're like, yes, there's one person that likes it. Right. But now later, it's bigger stakes, right? Whoa, now I think about it. Now I strategize. But back then, it was just fun. If 5 people bought my tool and one person posted it, then I was killing it. Awesome.
By the way, that one sale on Monday that bought 5 items is Liz right there. Okay?
No, I got the face brush with I need a full exfoliation.
Show me that don't need no money, don't need nobody, just need your body. Hey, hey. Show me that so sweet like honey, don't need no talking, just need your body. Hey, hey.
Yeah, I love it.
And I got the visor, and I was debating between, you have a new color, jade, which I was debating between.
I went
with sand.
Yeah,
anyway,
onyx is so good.
Yeah, because for vacation, it's like chic, but sun covering. And I feel like particularly in Miami.
But I must shout out another Colombian, my sister-in-law, Carolina Salstein. She has every color from jade, oat, everything. So I had a whole menage to pick from yesterday.
She knows where it's at. We've been ahead of this self-care game for years. It was how we were raised. Take a lot of pride in looking good and feeling good and taking good care of yourself. I mean, listen, every woman in my family has lived past 90. My grandma survived 4 strokes at 94.
Oh, wow.
We don't give up, right?
Don't you worry. We're going to get into some blue zone questions with Gigi. We're going to know how and why we're staying alive till 90 plus.
It sounds like your Colombian background really is part of the DNA of your brand. I'm just curious how that shaped it. Seeing your mom and your grandma, what they were doing, is that sort of the influential piece?
And you still make products in Colombia.
I am very much influenced by my upbringing. I grew up in Colombia till I was 14. I was born there. It's very present in my DNA. The ingredients that the land brings, the homage, the heritage, the passed down traditions. I love all those aspects we can offer as a culture. It's a reflection of my growth and my personal evolution. So being able to go back to basics and in that less is more, clean beauty and the fact that you don't have to hurt yourself or push yourself to crazy limits to feel and look a certain way, that there are these tools and these ingredients that are doing the work without you spending a lot of money or without you like getting crazy invasive work done. So I think it is very much present in what I saw growing up and in what I believe and what I have seen work.
Yeah, I think also something about your brand feels you're giving back to Colombia by hiring women and Colombians to produce for you. That must feel really good. Yeah. But also I feel like De La Heart is beauty from within. I noticed that the women that follow you, that practice your procedures and your tips, they really self-reflect inside, and it's not just about scrubbing your face, but you have a whole wellness from within. Could you talk a little bit about your mantra on beauty and spirituality and the combination of the two? Because many would think it would be a juxtaposition.
I think it sounds cheesy, but beauty does come from within, because I have seen some of the most beautiful women that are aging amazing are those, and from being in this industry now for 12 years, I've seen that are those that are fully expressed in every aspect of their being, where they have a fulfillment in their career, they fulfill their dreams of motherhood if those were their own. Everything that they've done in life has been very authentic, and you see that those are the women that have that natural glow. When you're really happy and you're going through a good time in your life and people say, oh my God, you're glowing, right? That is not your Tom Ford mascara. That is from within. I really believe that if you can tap into that self-power, that self-love and self-expression, then when you do these things and when you take really good care of the physical, then it's the magic recipe for true beauty that is here to stay, that caters longevity. I do believe in both. The luxury of taking that time for yourself to what Jason said, kind of going within and connecting with yourself and being like, this is in alignment, this is not in alignment. I need a break. I want more. I want less. Whatever that is, it's the true connection between the physical and the spiritual.
Speaking of luxury and wanting more, lymphatic queen, but we also know you as a fashion girl. I mean, we love fashion. Liz is a fashion. Hello, BCA. What up right now? A little action. Shout out Jasmine. We shouted out her earlier, but we were looking for that free gift coming up, right, with purchase. Do you ever feel conflicted between wellness and luxury? Are the worlds in tension or in harmony for you? How do you balance spiritual wellness and Hermes?
I think for a long time, when I first started this journey, I was very conflicted. And Jason, you probably can go back to that version of me where I've been a yogi for a long time and very spiritual. And when I started really like, playing with psychedelics, you go through this whole like detachment, like I don't need anything. I am one with nature and like all this stuff doesn't work. But now the true spiritual work is one that allows you to love every aspect of yourself and accept yourself as a whole, right? So after a lot of self-work, I was able to accept the side of myself that I love beautiful things. Even as a little girl, one of my favorite things was going back to school shopping when I was little. And it was the best. And I never went for the simple 5 Crayola pack. I wanted the one with the neon and I wanted the one with the glitter. I was like, but mom, I need it. You don't understand. So owning those parts of yourself as, okay, you do love beautiful things and beautiful living and even a beautiful flower. I always loved everything beautiful. So yeah, why downplay a part of me that it's there?
It's a part of you. It's not all of you. And if you're going to be your authentic self, then you're going to say, guess what? I like nice things.
Exactly.
Like, why should you have to, burn patchouli just because you're interested in wellness? Like, you can enjoy.
You can enjoy a beautiful perfume. It doesn't only have to be Palo Santo, and you have to be able to enjoy both if that's who you are. So when I was finally okay with accepting every part of me, then I was able to show up in a more authentic way and more people connected to that, because I believe in a world where dry brushing and Botox can exist. I believe that two truths can be real.
Be Dorothy Wang or, Morgan Stewart. Look, I think that you're going to get hate from all over the place. And as long as you can look in the mirror and look true to yourself and know that your message and your purpose is what drives you. It's like Liz and I, when we were talking about starting the podcast, we were so apprehensive in the beginning. What are people going to think? When are we going to do it? What are they going to say? What's
Yeah.
my brother going to say? What's my friends going to say?
Also, it's like, who cares? You know what I mean?
Finally.
As long as
Listen,
you're
you
enjoying your
know,
life,
I've
that's what
always said it that for every lover, there's a hater.
right. Well, so do you like, has that changed? I know social media is sort of a part of your daily life.
Us
Have
too,
you
by the
seen,
way, now. Us too.
yeah,
Right?
Are you
exactly.
getting haters yet?
No, not yet, but like,
That's
how
when you know you made it, when you get
I'm curious
haters.
how you handle
We're
that.
prepping
Like,
for it. We're prepping
that's
for it.
hard. Like, as someone, I don't know if you're sensitive or not. Do you even read it at all? Do you avoid it completely? Or do you realize that's really more about that
Well,
person?
I'll say I've seen a little Gigi in action, and I've seen a little bit of both. What do you think is the best for Gigi Vogel?
You know, it's like any job. You get better at it and you find different ways and tools of what works for you.
Right.
In the beginning, it used to get to me because I'm like, oh my God, I used to take it personal. And then I'm like, okay, this is not about me. This is about what I trigger in you. So sometimes I just let it go. And if they're really mean, really annoying, I block them and I just create like, you don't deserve to see me because clearly it's annoying you so much. And then sometimes I do engage because I feel that you're judging me or hating me or calling me evil for a 5-second video that you saw on the internet. I posted one picture. I was going on a trip and I was flying on a private plane and this person was so annoyed. And I replied, why is this triggering to you? I'm going on a trip in the same way that you go on a trip, and why are you allowed to post it and why am I not allowed to post it?
Look, I've fallen in the trap of also criticizing, looking at others. Does it ever motivate you? Does it ever give you fire up your ass? And you're like,
yeah, no, now to be honest, that person was like, you know what, you're right. I've been on this app for too long. I need to take a walk. And now we're friendly. And sometimes people need attention or they just want to be heard. So I do create that safe space for conversation if it's safe. But to be honest, I have been so bullied before and it makes you not give a shit. And you're like, whatever, I'm gonna do what I'm gonna do. And if it activates you, if you want to talk shit, I have been getting a lot better about it lately because I feel that you always hear more about the people that know you, right? You're like, oh my God, I see people that know me. I'm like, oh my God, they probably think I'm so cringe. And then I'm like, whatever, who cares?
well, ultimately, you're not doing it for you know, right?
No.
This and I were talking about it with David. Gigi knows David really well from our trip in LA.
Yeah.
All of us are doing this for ourselves, but really the audience is not for people we know. It's for that person out there in Kansas City who's looking at Gigi Vogel saying, hey, I want to do this. I want to do a little intermix. I want to wear a little Hermes. I want to have a celery juice and I want to be an entrepreneur. And a role model to that one person out there. And that's really what counts. It's not about what people in Miami or what people in New York that we know are saying, because I'm not doing this for Eric Mesa or Steven Salstein, right? That's about
I would say it's even more just really truly about yourself. Like, and whoever that speaks to, that's great. But if it's not speaking to you personally, then that's when you have to rejigger it. But outside of that, I think you're right, Gigi. It's sort of like if somebody's going to hate, they're going to hate anyway. And they're really probably just hating on themselves.
Something deeper, going on. And I've learned to create loving boundaries. I have a part of my DMs that have to go through a filter. I don't really check those because those are usually where stuff I don't want to see goes. And then have the ones of people that actually want to ask a question and are interested and I want to connect to. So you start building things that protect you, but you can't take the love or the hate too literal. So I just show up for myself. I show up for my purpose, for my community. I'm obsessed with creating products that add value, experiences, rituals. And if one woman comes up to me on the street and say, I love your visor, my skin feels so much better, or it helped me so much through pregnancy, then that to me is it's working. I'm doing my job. And I also post and ghost a lot. And I'm like, whatever happens.
So is that your moment? I'm curious if you had along the way, along this journey, it sounds like you've had to deal with kind of some bullying and some hate. Was there a moment where you're like, oh gosh, I don't want to keep doing this? And what kind of pulled you through that? And then on the flip side, is it these little moments where you see everyone in your visor, or was there that one big aha moment where you're like, okay, forget it. I'm actually on the right path. I'm marching forward.
It's both. It's both. I've had the moments where I'm like, I tell my husband, fuck this shit. I don't need to be doing this. I'm so over it. And then, he's always like, okay, then quit. And then 2 days later, I'll be like, but I love it. I can't fucking quit. It's like part of me, you know? And I have done the exercise of being, what if I was just with my kids and drop off and picked up and then I'm like, no, not happy, not me. Yeah,
And now you
yes.
found something that you love to hustle because it's so authentic and real to you that it doesn't feel like hustle.
Right.
And Liz and I are going to get there.
Yeah, you will. And then once you start seeing, in the beginning, there was no energy exchange. I was selling like 5 tools. And then one day, Melissa would post my tool, and I thought my website was hacked because we sold like $25,000 in an hour. And I was like, oh my God, the website is hacked. What is happening?
So that's going to give me a little bit of my next question. Who are your wellness icons? Who are your style icons? And also, who are your business mentors? There's no brand like you since you cover a lot and you're defining your own path. How do you model what your future is going to be?
So my wellness inspirations are anyone that is over 85 and is living, thriving. I'm fascinated with longevity. If I see a person that is up there and they're walking and having fun, like my mother-in-law has this group, they're called the Yacht Ladies, and they're all over 80. One of them is 94, and they were all dancing on tables in St. Bart's last week. They are my wellness icons because they're just thriving. To get to that age and be able to do that, they were drunk the whole time. They were eating, they were drinking, they were laughing. There's so many things that have to go right in your life. You have to build community because they're like a group of 12, you know, friendship, values. They must have done something with their health to be able to dance and break it down. And
have you seen any like patterns? Are there certain things that all of them are doing that we can take away?
Are they eating all the purple sweet potatoes from Whole Foods that I can't seem to find and they're sold out?
No, you know, my neighbor and one of my dearest friends, she unfortunately passed away last year. She passed away at 103 and a half. And I would ask her all the time, what is your secret? And she loved caviar and vodka. And she's like, every night before I go to bed, I have a little bit of whiskey so I sleep well. And her whole motto was everything in moderation. Right. A few things that I saw in her life that contributed to her being at peace and getting to 103 was that she had a very happy marriage. Her husband passed away years earlier, but they were together for a long time. She had a sense of purpose. She built a business, a catering business with her family. It was very successful. Financial stability and financial freedom because she was able to get to 103, have caretaker, and her family, all her kids will always visit her and spend time with her grandkids. She was actually in my neighborhood. We have a big Halloween extravaganza, and she was the one that started that in our neighborhood. So
You do it up with the house. You do a big entry and you do the...
Yeah. Well, it's a thing in my neighborhood. Like, you're weird if you don't do it.
That's for Halloween? Or are you hitting all the holidays? I love Halloween.
It's mostly Halloween because it's the one that's like neutral.
Neutral, right? Everyone can kind of like...
Everyone can be...
Yeah, that's great. Oh, that's okay. So what about style? I'm curious because you seem stylish. I want to know who are you looking to for style and inspiration in that?
For style, I love to follow more of like the Scandi influencers like Pernille Theisbeck. And I love their approach to consuming because they're not like the Americans that we're always buying something new to wear every Friday. It's more of like about like investing in that one piece that they bring it out every season and then they style it with something from Mango that looks super chic, and I feel it's a healthy way of consuming luxury and fashion. And when you have kids and you don't have like hours to spend, like,
right, exactly.
So that's kind of like what I'm
out
into.
And about and needs to look cute because she's at events. She's repping her own brand.
And I also have like 10 minutes to get ready between bedtime and the time that I have to be at the event. So it's got to happen quick.
Right, that's fair.
What is something people totally underestimate about running a wellness business?
How hard it is. It is probably, and I have 2 children and I gave birth at home.
Wow.
Building this business has been the hardest thing that I've done. It is really hard. People don't understand that from the moment you guys click ordered to the time that oil arrives in your house, so many things have to go right. We recently made a typo in our packaging and 5 people didn't catch it, myself included. And we're like, We
Right.
have to go again. So many things have to go right. And the mistakes are starting to, I always said in the beginning, when you don't have a lot of funding and you're small, the mistakes are not that expensive. But the bigger you get, the mistakes are getting really expensive.
Right.
So it's kind of like making sure that all these things go right at the same time, and how important it is to build a team that is willing to put in great work. Because I worked for people for so many years. I don't care if you're laying at Soho House all day, but
Right.
everything needs to get done and get done perfectly. So
Right.
as far as I know, you can be at the beach. I don't care, but let's get this to work. Yeah.
Do your work and focus.
And finally, we've put together a group of people that share that mission of work-life balance. But when we work, we do it well. If you're here for a paycheck, maybe go do something easier, right? Because we want great work.
Passionate, great people who are going to
Well,
be
I care
Yeah.
about the company.
Yeah. And listen, it is not your dream, so I don't expect anyone to have the same passion and desire that I have. But for your own personal growth and development, do a really great job, because those are skills that you're going to carry with you as you go through your career. So I take a lot of pride I was always a top salesperson, top performer at Intermix and I worked there for 10 years. And while I never cared to grow in the company, every year I was in their top performing. And that showed that I could be a great salesperson, that I could be a great team player, that I was easy to be around, that I had sense of style. So all these things that I now carry with me in my own business. I really took a lot of it with me.
Right.
As you're adding to your team, what does the future of Della Hart look like? You are in select stores like G Beauty, but are you looking bigger DTC or to grow more wholesale retailers, possibly like a Net, a Goop, or even a Sephora?
So right now we're focused on our DTC, and we have a very strong DTC business, and we were built on community. We were built on word of mouth and really honoring that, while getting ourselves to a point where we can work with a partner like Sephora, where we can support that business. Because the hard part of these big partner players is not getting the meeting, is not getting in, it's actually being able to deliver and fulfill for
Another scale.
You're not producing 500 units, or you're producing
right.
50,000 units.
right. So it's like, and that requires funding, and that requires probably you have to go raise money, and you need capital, you need debt, or whatever that is going to drive you. So we are definitely planning for that and setting our foundation to be able to do a rollout in that.
I would love to walk in. I mean,
That's
it's
the
so-
dream. Every time I walked into Sephora, I'm like,
You could see where it's going to be, right?
this is where you're going to be.
I love that.
Yeah,
Ooh,
manifesting.
I'm excited for that for you.
All right, Liz, I think it's time for Schmearing with Gigi.
So excited. Okay, we're going to get into it. It's just to learn a little more about you. Let's go. What is your favorite Colombian saying, since that's so much a part of your DNA and your brand?
Hueputa.
All right, everybody, I'll make sure that's a title.
Yeah, exactly. Good. Okay. What is the worst trend in wellness that you're seeing now?
The face taping for the wrinkles. I just can't. I can't. Guys, come on.
I saw, like, you talk about the mouth tape. I don't
No,
really know.
not the mouth tape.
Oh,
The Japanese tape that you put it at
Oh.
night, and it's
Yeah.
it's not doing anything.
What is the most Miami thing that you do daily?
Go to yoga in Sunset Harbor.
Oh, walk us through your morning routine and your nighttime routine to kind of keep you looking fresh and amazing.
So my morning routine, I wake up early, 5 a.m. I'm an early riser. I do my morning pages, which I just basically write 3 pages of shit that's in my brain. And then I meditate. I'm a big meditator. I meditate for like 30 to 45 minutes. And in that time, I do my red light panel. Then I do a bit of my first part of my skincare routine, which is dry brushing, my massaging, ice bath. Then I get my kids ready and do a drop off, workout, and go to work.
Wow. At that point, I would need a nap. I mean,
I found that the real luxury now for me, it's time and silence. And the only time where I'm by myself is in that like gap where everyone else is asleep. Do I want to wake up at 5 a.m.? But it's the only time that I can get for myself.
David Lip has you beat at 4:30, but that's okay. 5 is good.
I was gonna say, well, it's a way to set your intention and like really your focus for the day.
Yeah.
So I hear it.
And I am a different person. I have also done the exercise where I sleep in and I'm so reactive. I am a different person when I stick to that. I'm not saying that everybody needs a 2-hour morning routine, but I thrive off of it. And then my nighttime routine, I'm so tired because I've been up since 5. Let's go to bed.
What time is bedtime? What time is Gigi Vogel going to bed? Because let me tell you,
Early.
she's getting 9 hours of sleep
Yeah.
sometimes. I'm thinking,
You know,
what?
I try to put the kids down by 8.
Wow.
And by 9:30, I'm out.
What?
Yeah.
Okay, I don't know, Gigi.
Well, Liz, if you want hair and skin like
Something's
that,
gotta give.
But here's the thing: I've gone to bed before at 9:30, and then I'm up at like 2 in the morning, and I can't go back to sleep. So I don't know. Maybe I got to figure it out. Okay, what's one thing you're taking to a deserted island?
My visor. I can't
Oh.
afford the sun on my face.
Oh, I
again,
love it.
everybody, you can get your visor on your comes in many colors.
Book that you're reading now, or
Yeah, I'm reading the 5 types of wealth.
Oh, and what out of the 5 is the one that we want the most? Can you give a little synopsis?
Well, it's peace at the end, peace and community.
To me, wealth is more about the financial freedom and the stability versus the actual amount, right? Because I think everybody's number is so different.
Right.
And there is a floor that will make you happy.
So it's being okay with knowing that you want this financial freedom, what the freedom of the dollar represents for you. That it's not about number because numbers are infinite. There's always going to be someone with more. So it's like what you were saying. What is my floor and why do I want to get there? Because I want peace, because it makes me feel safe, because knowing that my children don't have to worry about X or Y gives me a sense of achievement. And that's ultimately what it is.
Sleep on the ceiling, you know? So it's like, quote me.
I like a high floor, I guess.
That's okay. We can have standards and
And
high
that's
floors.
okay. You know, I was listening to a podcast with Emma Grid, and she said that when you avoid the topic of money, money has a way of avoiding you.
Oh.
Ooh, well, then let's keep on talking about money, shall we?
Okay.
Ah.
Your Hermes wish list right now,
Um,
or what's not? I guess.
no, it's a Kelly Pochette in Croc Kelly Pochette in emerald green.
Okay, so let's envision this Callie Pochette on your upcoming vacation. Where are you going, and what are you packing?
I don't think I will bring it on my upcoming vacation because I'm going to Aspen. It's not very Aspen. I envision it in like south of France more.
Liz is going to Saint Tropez in the next
There
what,
you
2
go.
weeks.
There you go.
What else should I be doing in Saint Tropez? It's my first.
Oh my God, Saint Tropez is my happy place. You need to go to have a fabulous day party at one of the beach clubs, and then you have to have breakfast at Seneca. My favorite thing to do in Saint Tropez, since I'm an early riser, is go for a walk. And I go to the market, the secret market that only locals know. It's behind Seneca.
We can tell this off the record, and maybe for our Patreon members, you'll get a little.
Oh, we're on the record. Shout out to Sarah and Karen, who I will be seeing shortly. So we're taking all the tips from
Yeah,
Gigi.
and then have breakfast at Seneca, and it's just such beautiful people watching because it's all the locals and all the crews from the boats going to get produce, and it's really nice. And the wine guy will give you a glass of wine by night.
I love it.
Yeah.
I'm excited. Okay.
So real quick, before we go into this or that, we're gonna have a tutorial with our
Yes.
what are we calling? This is the
This
wooden
is the body tool. That is the body tool.
body tool.
Yeah.
The most important thing I would say is that you are pushing the fluid towards the lymph
Lymph
nodes.
nodes.
So from the
Yeah.
neck, you go down.
Some oil, right?
So the first thing, really quick, because I don't have one with me. So the first thing you do is open your lymph nodes, and the lymph nodes are at every hinge of your body. So think everything that moves, you have a set of lymph nodes, with the
Okay.
biggest cluster being in your groin area. So what you want to envision is that you're moving fluid towards those lymph nodes.
To
And
piss it out. To piss it out, really?
yeah, or sweat it out. You
Okay.
want it out.
The excretory system, getting all that toxins out.
You got to get it out. And before you start moving toxins around in your body, you have to make sure that your drainage pathways, which is your excretory system, is working.
Okay.
And so, for instance, if we were going to do the arm, we would go from here up, correct?
So you would go towards the lymph nodes that lie in your armpit, and or your crease at your elbows. You're always driving that way. And then upper body you drain down to the groin, and then lower body you drain up towards the groin as well.
And today I'm going to use the golden body oil, which is a deep hydrator that is rich in antioxidants, paired with the body tool. Oils help lock in moisture in your body, which is why I love to put them on damp skin, which is right after action. We're going to apply a generous amount to allow the tool to glide. With the body tool, we're going to follow the same path we traced with the body brush. Starting with the upper body, moving to your stomach, and finishing in the lower body. Lymphatic drainage is my favorite beauty secret because it gets rid of all the excess toxins that your body's trying to naturally detoxify, and this just accelerates that process, making you sleep better, digest better, making your skin look better, making your body look more toned and sculpted. It has so many benefits that it's been one of my go-to self-care rituals for years. And the beauty of this tool is that you can use it at home in under 10 minutes. You're getting all the benefits from the lymphatic drainage massage.
What
Feels
about
really good, by the way.
down?
I have to say.
For the face, if your intention is to deep off and drain fluid, you're bringing down. So
Okay.
you're out and down,
And down.
out and down. And if you want to boost circulation and look,
It.
then that you would go up. So there's different ways of treating.
By
That's
the way,
helpful.
everybody, this is a great conversation starter. I brought this in the sauna with me yesterday, and I was talking to a really cute guy who happened to be asking me all the questions.
There
And
you
then
go.
And
But
Yeah.
it is a great tool to bring in the sauna. I don't have a sauna.
and tool, so it didn't work out for me, Gigi. Okay.
Well, you gotta try going to the Standard. Were you at the Standard?
My favorite place. It's my favorite place.
Oh
Okay,
my
that's an episode within itself. All right, time for this and that. Then we're gonna go to Nash of the day and Mitzvah of the day and say adieu because we know you're busy.
Thank you.
Ready for this and that with Gigi
All right.
Vogel. Arepa or buñuelo?
Arepa all day long.
Plant protein or whey protein?
Animal protein.
Okay, animal protein. Pilates or yoga?
Yoga.
Ooh.
Date night or family slumber party?
Date night.
Dry brush or washa?
Dry brush.
Colombian Spanish or Miami Spanish?
Oh, Colombian Spanish all day
Sí.
long.
Shakira or Carlos Vives?
Shakira. I'm going to the concert tonight, so.
So is
Ooh,
Carolina and
excited.
Steven.
Ah, see it.
Shakira. 8 hours of sleep or party to sunrise?
Oh my God, 8 hours of sleep.
Yeah, we
Yeah, I
knew
knew
that.
that was it. That was it. Me too. Nice or Saint Tropez?
Saint-Tropez.
Minnie Kelly or Kelly Pauchette?
Oh, Minnie Kelly. I like the strap.
Right.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, fair enough. Natural sunlight or red light?
Natural.
Sauna or steam?
Sauna.
Yeah.
Celery juice or warm water with lemon?
Celery juice.
All right, that's this or that
There.
with Gigi Vogel.
Nosh of the day. It's a big one today because we have the Queen of Health, where we select restaurants or recipes we're loving or not loving. I'll go first, then Jason, and then we're going to end with you. Mine is, this is it's just one of my favorites in New York of all
I
time.
already know what she's going to say.
No, it's Lore Fish Bar. Like, I'm obsessed with it. It's in Soho. It's always a good time. You don't really need a reservation. You walk down. It's cozy. It looks
Downstairs in the Prada
aquatic.
store, right? Prada store?
No, it's behind the Prada store, even though I think Prada's taking it over. Hopefully it still remains, but they've got an excellent espresso martini and crispy tuna rice, and they've got deviled eggs with caviar. Anyway, love it.
I keep telling Liz it had its moment back when like it was One Oak Avenue Marquee days. She's got to find a new spot.
No,
But
guess what? That's exactly why I like it, because it's not hyped now. It's just regular local people. I don't care about
Jay-Z
it.
actually loves it too. So
Yeah.
Maybe you'll
So
see Beyonce there.
yeah, exactly.
So I well, I went 2 days in a row. I went to a new Mexican taco spot called
Ooh.
Atada Nada in Wynwood, which
I
is
hope
like,
that's how you say it.
that's neither Miami Spanish nor Mexican Spanish, but
Jason's non-Spanish.
it was delicious. It was small taco. They were freshest ingredients. And you know what taco's good? When all it has is like meat on the corn tortilla and then white onions and cilantro on the side
Yeah.
with the
That's
The
when you
best.
know
So-
it's the real deal.
with
Yes.
thick sauces, and it looks like you're in a Mexican Jiffy Lube. There's a full bar, there's a DJ, there's a huge TV
Sold.
screen. I'm telling you,
DJ.
it's very cool. It
Wait.
looks all
You're gonna have to take me, Jay.
Yes.
deal. Well, that'll be part 2 with Gigi Vogel.
Okay, Gigi.
Your turn, Gigi.
You
What is
know,
your today?
I had such a great dinner there last week at Ayoko. I know you're a fan.
Ooh.
It was
Convert. We have
so.
to do Ayoko convert.
It was
Yeah, we're
so
not only a fan,
good.
we've got a little crushy crush on the
On
sushi chef.
Tomo.
Oh, I just find him. Hi, Tomo.
What did I get? I got the noodles and he put salmon on them. It was amazing. And
Not so
then
good.
one of my favorite sushi bites in history of my sushi experience is the Matsuhisa style bite. He had really fresh from Japan kimadai fried fish, and then he put a shiso leaf and he made it into one of the little hand rolls, light on rice, and it was
That's
divine.
Just 1 or 2?
I had 2 of those because it was so good. And then I do a little salmon belly torched. I always ask for my sushi half rice, so it's more fish than rice. It was
Oh, that's
perfect.
good.
And then the matcha creme brulee was
Oh, wow.
mind blowing.
Never
Wow.
tried.
I say
don't
white
think-
rice all the time
Sorry.
too. All the time I say white rice.
Did
Yeah.
we get to start, Jason? Okay, so you know
No,
what?
we
We'll have to all go one
Yeah,
time.
we'll have to all go. We'll do a quick pit stop at Ayoko and then
And then go
finish
to the
it.
Mexican.
Yeah.
Okay,
Okay, great.
I'm here
Well,
for it.
Lastly, it is time for Mitzvah of the Day, where we discuss good deeds. And giving back isn't just a tagline for you, Gigi. It's built in with your company and who you are. Can you tell us a little bit about you supporting women, communities, Columbia, St. Nicholas? I mean, you are quite busy in the philanthropic and charitable world, and we'd love to hear about it.
My husband and I sit on the board at Nicholas Hospital here in Miami, and we work on the fundraising for the hospital to be able to have the best equipment, to bring recruit talent to our units, and just continue to offer services to everyone. So we will never turn down a patient because they can't pay. So that is one of the most beautiful things that they do at Nicholas Hospital, and why we have been involved for the past 3 years. As far as De La Hart, we produce all our wooden tools in Colombia. We have ateliers where we employ women that are heads of their family. We employ workers that have disabilities, and some of them are hard of hearing or deaf, and some of them have lost body parts due to the violence in Colombia. So we are giving them a chance, and they are excellent artisans, and growing that artisanal work is important for us. While it's very challenging to make everything by hand, it is something that I have personally fought hard because my team obviously wants to send over to China. But it is something that means a lot to me. So we'll try to do it for as long as the business can handle. And then I am also involved with my friend's foundation, Mia's Miracles, which we support families that are going through a challenging time because of their children's health. So we raise funds when your kid has cancer, you can't go to work, you start falling behind on rent and bills. So we support the family during that time. So that's what we do.
That's mitzvah like overload. That's amazing. I know we talk about luxury and we talk about private jets. That's all fun, but this is also just amazing giving back. Hopefully you see that 10x back to your business.
Thank
And I was
you.
going to say, this is Mitzvah of the month, not Mitzvah of the day. So
Thank you.
know,
I feel that with privilege comes responsibility, and I not always have been in this position, and know that I want to give back and help my family, and it really makes me feel really accomplished when I'm able to help other people in need, for sure.
wow.
Amazing.
This was awesome.
Wow,
Thank you.
I'm
so much,
inspired.
Thank you, guys.
We love having you. Liz, Gigi, please read us out.
Okay. All right, everyone. Don't forget, the hustle is real.
And the schmear is extra.